Again, you. Tacos. Are you the first original Microsoft Sam? Swat.
AngusArt Entertainment has rated this video A14 for a young adult audience. It contains language that may not be suitable for younger viewers. Discretion is advised.
My video sound system goes on back raffle. Now you're sure we're safe this year. I know our streak when it comes to trying to do these, and I don't want any of them crapping it up.
I checked the basement again, Sam. Whatever that rift is down there hasn't opened in months. A good thing too. I'm arranging for someone to come down here and fix it for good.
Thank you, Janitor Jack. I guess that means we're ready to roll. I know 2021 had its challenges, and more may be to come, but we still managed to get through the year, and we have some new things to show from the old gallery.
Don't forget the trivia question this year, Sam.
That's right, George, and Simon usually comes prepared with one of those.
That is correct, Hazel. Hello everyone. Simon here, and welcome to AngusMcTavish's 2021 DeviantArt summary video. Before we begin, as usual, we have our trivia question, and this time we look back to find the answer to this one. What is Angus's most faved submission overall? There aren't many that get big numbers, but this one in particular continues to get notifications. So which one is it? Find out after all the monthly selections. And with that said, who starts?
Well, since we have quite the group, we're still doing these in pairs. Who gets to start things?
That would be us. Hello, I am Microsoft Catherine, and along with Microsoft Richard, we bring you a little something that mixed a newer meme with something older. Among Us, Wilkins Coffee. During the previous year, Angus was gifted the video game, Among Us, on Steam. Of course, memes based on the game were many, and more were coming in by the tons.
Using the color schemes that best resembled the two Spokes Muppets, both mostly voiced by Jim Henson, he used the orange spacesuit for the Pro Coffee Wilkins personality, while the red-suited Wilkins seems to have met an unfortunate fate, just like in the old commercials. This leaves the orange astronaut to declare, only an imposter doesn't like Wilkins. As you can see, Angus was simply not going to settle for the usual memes about who was sus. Instead, he just stuck to the intended reference.
Wait, I've heard of that game. Doesn't the imposter usually do the killing?
That's true, Sam. But in this case, the imposter simply couldn't win. Neither did Wilkins. Ever.
That is correct, Scotty, and it was that very aspect that gave the space scenario the twist.
And now on to February. This is Harvey Zilf, and for the second entry, Sydney and I will be taking a look at some Gary's Mod fun, starting with a hilariously named scene, Peak Heads. Fans of television animation during the 80s and 90s know the Peak name well. And in this image, we see a scene with Mario and Luigi talking to Sonic the Hedgehog about how they could have had a great crossover at one time. Sonic knew it wouldn't have been that easy, though, because the production bosses never gave it thought. But the way he described them made poor Luigi think he was cussing them out.
Of course, people would mispronounce the production name for sheer fun. The joke was way too easy. But while all this was going on, Bowser was talking to Dr. Robotnik about the idea of a Nemesis swap, which was also the name of this image.
Bowser would try to face Sonic, Robotnik would challenge the plumbers. The outcome was never done, though if such a special were done, I bet it would have been great. Incidentally, all the character models you see were done by J.C. Thornton, who has accounts on Steam, DeviantArt, and YouTube. J.C. has also shown praise to Angus's scenes by saving them himself.
I get it. Geekheads. Raffle.
For heaven's sake, Sam, pull yourself together. You and I are next for the March selection.
Oh come on, Mike, don't be such a geekhead. Ouch. My geek. Ow.
Sorry Sam, but we have our part to do. Hello, I am Microsoft Mike, and what you just heard also became the pick for the month of March. Taco Bonk. This started as a joke thrown around in chat with a few friends, and in time, Angus decided to create the scene and make it happen. Back to Gmod, where this time, we see two of the classes from Team Fortress 2. The scout gives the spy a bit of pain by picking him super hard, in the right place.
The idea of kicking someone so hard their voice is replaced by the loud ringing bell. It's a lot harder than it looks. Still, this is one time where a joke told by friends, instead of a meme, was brought to view. Sheesh, there is not enough ice to help with this one.
You just sit tight, Sam, and I'll see what we have for an ice pack, though it may have to be the size of a sofa cushion.
Very funny.
I guess that means we're next. Hello, I'm Microsoft Mark, and for April, Microsoft Eva and I present what became a clip put into something new. That, hedge, pog. If part of this image looks familiar to you, it should. Angus did not realize what he ended up doing when he posed Sonic in that Gmod scene for dickheads.
Hold it, Mark, that was Deke heads, not dickheads. But you are right about Sonic. The face Angus ended up giving him became a good imitation of what was called the pog face, usually given to someone who does great, usually in gaming. But it wasn't enough just to keep a clip of this image for the sake of an internet emote, oh no. It also became the idea of a pun, as Robotnik, now in MS Paint like in the old days, rants about having to deal with that hedgehog. Oops, I mean that hedge, pog, once again.
Okay, so I botched up on the other title. Let's see the next two try to get the names right of their pick though.
Challenge accepted, Mark. Hi, I'm Lernout and Homsky Michael. My sister Michelle and I are ready to show our pick for May. It is called Toon Squad. Team Lupin. All over the DeviantArt pages that spring, there were many who submitted drawings and such of teams of characters, inspired by the movie Space Jam, and the new Legacy sequel. A lot of these teams didn't even have anything to do with Looney Tunes, Cartoon Network, or anything owned by Warner Media.
Angus decided to join in on the crossover idea, and right away, he knew who he wanted for the joke. As it turns out, there are enough characters in the Lupin the Third franchise to make a line of basketball players. From left to right, you see Fujiko Mine, Inspector Zenigata, Lupin, Goemon Ishikawa, and Daisuke Jigen.
Wow. Michelle, you did great with those names. I'm impressed. Though I'll bet Zenigata would be a bit hesitant to join the team, even if it meant to save the world.
He'd have to make sure that the only thing Lupin was planning to steal was the ball from the other team, that's all.
Putting his mad thief skills to a good use. It wouldn't be a first time, not with over 50 years of series, films and even manga comics under his belt.
Janitor Jack, I was on my way back with ice for Sam when I saw, there's someone here to see you.
Thanks, Catherine. I'll go right away. You all continue with the selections. I'll be right back.
All right. I've been looking forward to this. Hello, I'm Microsoft George, and with my aunt, Microsoft Hazel, we bring you the June selection, one that can only be called the classic scene. During the year, model maker JC Thornton was adding more character models for his video shorts, including recreations of Sonic's edge segments, seen on the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. This included models of Robotnik's 3 henchbots. With the inclusion of Scratch and Grounder to the Gary's Mod Workshop, Angus knew it was time to do what many others would end up doing anyway, the infamous meme scene from the episode, Boogie Mania.
The temptation for doing his own version of the snooping as usual scene was just too great to resist, so Angus dropped the 2 nincombots in front of the Doctor, more or less as they did in the actual cartoon. Since there was no map in Gmod that resembled Robotnik's space from the series, Angus settled for a castle in another map. One would be quick to note that placement had its challenges, specifically how Robotnik seems to hover an inch or 2 off the step.
All these years, and Dr. Ivo Robotnik is still meme material?
It's more than just standing the test of time, Scotty. Memes come and go, but Pingus is forever.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Still, I've heard the newer music videos, pieced together by Teach Vader, from recent years, and it's incredible how those are done.
And on to July. I'm Microsoft David, and Microsoft Zira and I will be presenting the next pick, which has its roots dating back 10 years. City Walk Pizza, Redraw. Flashback to 2011, to an early work entitled, South Park Pizza. Influenced by the classic SpongeBob SquarePants episode, we see Eric Cartman, mildly agitated by Butters, who's singing a jingle about their delivery. From the way it looked in that early pic, some things needed to be redone, and 10 years later, Angus saw to doing just that.
And did he ever? This is how the new version of the scene turned out, with some more human-like movement for the 2 characters, a better-looking hat for Butters, and for a little something extra, the name on the pizza box. Since City Walk was a place mentioned in the series, Angus decided to use that for the reference, since like the Krusty Krab, pizza isn't exactly a specialty for that restaurant. I wonder if the voice for Butters would change like it did when SpongeBob started belting out that jazzy soul voice.
I think that would be fun to hear, not to mention cute. Butters is a hilarious character, and always has been.
That's true, Anna, though I was never a big fan of the show. Still, I'd hear how he sounds, and I can't help but laugh.
True, Mary, South Park isn't for everybody, but it definitely has its moments. Now, who's next?
I guess I am, but if we're pairing up, I seem to have missed that memo.
That is not a problem, James. Simon agreed to help you with this one.
Very good then. Yes, I am Microsoft James, and Simon and I are presenting the entry for August, but I cannot seem to do the voice.
There is no actual voice impersonation file for this, nor is Angus able to record it himself in a busy room, so, when you see the title, try to imagine it said in this voice.
Ah. Yes. Well, anyway, fans of classic animation know that unmistakable shouting voice by the late Mel Blanc, including the voice you just heard as one of his Hanna-Barbera characters of the 1970s. But where things went from there, well, Angus admits it was spur of the moment.
That is correct, James. Somehow, Angus had the idea of the early video game version of Robotnik leaping some into the air and shouting his own name, maybe just losing his mind after being defeated by Sonic one too many times.
I'm back, everyone, and I've brought the man who was helping with our basement issue. Hello, everyone. I trust everything is going well today, without a hitch.
So far so good. I'm Microsoft Sam, and these are our good friends who have been helping with our presentation. And you are?
Oh yes. Forgive me, introductions are in order. I am the Reverend Arnold Humer. I'm in the local church just across town, and your janitor called me over to check out the strange happenings in your studio basement. Was everything okay down there? What did you see? It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. It was like a rift, a dimensional crack floating in midair. My guess is that when you had human trouble in the past, they used this rift as a portal to get through to the mortal world. However, it had been slammed shut and seemingly locked. There was an occasional flash, like someone trying to escape it, but it was sealed tight.
I wonder how that happened. It's not like evil beings to give up and shut down shop, so to speak.
I have a theory. I remember hearing what happened in Dave Madson's studio, when their antagonists got more than just the usual beatdown. All of Satan's kingdom got destroyed, well beyond repair. I wonder if there were repercussions that rang out to different versions of their realm as well.
You may be right, George. I heard about that too. If that's true, then maybe the ones who invaded our world got affected as well.
I certainly hope so. They would turn any of our long presentations into their own time to pester us.
Just to make sure, I even performed the exorcism to remove the rift for good. Those monsters won't be coming in through there again, and I imagine they'll be hard pressed to try and create another.
Yeet!
Let's just hope they don't find a new way in, let alone a new spot to set up their portal.
Fear not, Hazel. The Reverend Humor has removed the rift, and should those demons find a way to make another somewhere, he will know what to do. Meanwhile, any activity will be under my watch, and I can help in any way possible.
That's a relief. Yet there's one thing I feel I should ask. Are you in any way related to the Reverend Blue Jeans in Dave's universe? You seem to wear the jeans like he does. Relation, no. But we are part of the same brotherhood. The pants are not part of the brotherhood, they're just comfortable as anything. Well, all the same, thank goodness we're rid of those troublemakers. Hopefully for a long while.
You're welcome, Scotty. Goodness prevails in the end, and we look to keep it that way. For now, I must be going, as there are other matters in which to tend. Stay safe, everyone. Blessed art thou all.
Thanks again. And I'm relieved that there's less of their messes to clean up. Those ashes they leave behind are not the easiest to mop up, I'll tell you.
And on that note, hello, my name is Abby, and together with Johnny Bacon Baker, we bring you the highlight of September. Mr. Squidward, but properly censored. It all started with a YouTuber named Silent Banjo, who put on his best Mr. Krabs voice to deliver a hilarious short clip of him getting extremely pissed off. This sparked many videos that used the voice for scenes and other custom images. Needless to say, Angus wanted in on the fun as well, and he ended up doing 2 sets of pics with crabs flipping out harder than a frozen Krabby Patty. The first attempt had the uncensored audio, but Angus noted that while censored versions existed, they weren't properly censored. Of course, I'm talking by way of the Sailor Mouth episode. So Take 2 saw Angus make new images with a proper editing.
Mr. Squidward, I should take your
Along with this, he put the 2 images here together vertically for a poster, which went to dA'. There is also a version with uncensored captions, but it never made it to the web page.
I wonder what set Krabs off that hard. I'll bet Squidward asked for a raise for putting up with SpongeBob.
Your guess is as good as ours, Mike. But there are lots of videos that gave him plenty of good reasons to go nutsoid like that.
Great job, you two. Now, who has October? Janitor Jack, didn't you have someone to help with it?
I sure do. Hello, I am Janitor Jack, and the Reverend Humor is staying to help me with the October pick, a little cross-reference called 5 Nights with Wilkins. Every year, Angus tries to do a Halloween reading that blends characters and themes that he still had yet to use for the time of year. This time, he didn't have to look far. What do you get when you take the 2 coffee spokes Muppets from the 1950s and put them in a scene done in the style of a video game full of animatronic jump scares? That's right, you get this. Angus has never played any of the Five Nights at Freddy's games, but all the same, he was inspired to make the coffee-craving Wilkins in mechanical form, just to scare the bejebbers out of security guard Wilkins. The coffee may help get a guard through the night shift, but Wilkins knows for sure, with or without it, he won't be sleeping that night. Or maybe for a while.
I know if I saw something like that animatronic Wilkins coming up to me with the glowing eyes like in that greeting, I probably wouldn't sleep for a week.
Best to grab the coffee so he doesn't have to do that. Ha 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 ha.
It is here that we take a break from the creepy and the funny, and get right to serious yet positive business. Hello, I am Microsoft Mary, and with Microsoft Anna, we bring you November's message to those who have given Angus reason to celebrate. Specifically, 1,300 reasons. At the start of the month, Angus had reached 2 milestones, and even though there's no illustration, he had all he needed to thank everyone. Those who have watched him on DeviantArt, and those who have subscribed to him on YouTube.
Angus had already gotten his DeviantArt number before November, and at the turn of the month, he got his number on YouTube. 700 DeviantArt watchers. 600 YouTube subscribers. 1,300 reasons in total, and the number continues to grow on both accounts. True, some of these are followers that have accounts in both places like he does, but all the same, he cannot thank everyone enough.
And even if things have been slow on his end this year, Angus is grateful to one and all those who continue to watch for any new material. Well, here we come down the stretch. Ready, Beulah?
I most certainly am. Hello, I'm Beulah. Scotty and I are here to cap things off with a December selection, another greeting, this time for the holiday season. Santa Knuckles. This is another instance where Angus did not have to look far for inspiration. Upon seeing the trailer for the upcoming movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and the scenes that feature Knuckles the Echidna, he went right to work on making this Christmas greeting featuring Red playing Santa for a chow that fell asleep waiting for him. Cute, isn't it?
The hardest part was the message, but even there, it wasn't that difficult. Feel the joy. Year in, year out. That became his message to everyone, and as you see, you certainly get that impression from the look on the face of jolly old Saint Knucks.
Saint Knucks? Saint Knuckles? That's a good one. Ha 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 ha.
I agree. And with that, another year is just about done, but not before our trivia question is answered. Simon, are you ready with the answer? Yes, Mike, I am ready. Okay, everyone, let's go back to what we asked before. Out of everything that has been put up on his DeviantArt page, what is Angus's most favorite submission?
In order to answer this, you would have to look back to when I first hosted his videos. We look back at 2016, and one image in particular. Logos United. You could very well call this Angus's most ambitious project to date, and it shows. At this time, the number of favorites given to this image, with all these combined aspects, has totaled 149. Once again, Angus is more than grateful for those who took the time to add this to their list of favorites, whether they watch him or not.
As for 2021, it has certainly been a busy year for Angus, with its share of difficulties, but he still looks to entertain us all into the new year. Here's hoping for a fantastic 2022.
Indeed. And on behalf of everyone here at AngusArt Entertainment, we thank you for watching. Here's to looking forward to wherever the road may take us. How could this have happened? What do you mean, the portal is closed?
What do you think it means, you idiot? It's been sealed off, so there is no way to reach their studio.
You have got to be kidding me. And what about you, Psychodrill? Did you see anything unusual?
Just that it popped out of existence. But before that, there was a smell of some kind.
What? What's the smell?
Whatever it was, it smelled clean. Sort of like a spring liquid.
Holy water. They had a man of the cloth seal us off, those bastards.
The Dark Lord will skewer us for failing to reach those fools.
Unless,
if we can find out what caused this whole mess in the first place, we might find a way to overcome and create a new portal. But we need to consult and remember what we did the first time.
You don't remember?
Why do you think we have scrolls? So that we don't have to remember. Now come, Lucretia. We need to find our answers, then we can carry out our plans. Ha 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 ha.
Sheesh. How did he get to be the one in charge?
Don't ask me. I find myself asking the same thing.
This has been a presentation of AngusMcTavish Entertainment. Ouch.